Hello, survivors. It's Fantastic Mr. Ghost, and today we're going to talk strength. And I did a perception discussion. I'll link that up in the top right corner if you want to watch that. And I'm just going down the line. We're going to talk about all the perk trees. And specifically, we're going to be talking about the strength one. Already covered perception, like I said. And the format here that I'm going by is if you only did strength in this game. And there's also some things that I want to point out that are not really that good with the system that they have here. I did a major discussion on it in my first video on this, which was the perception one. Again, linked in the description. It also puts it in the, or linked up in the top corner, but it'll put it down in the box. So you just click on more and it does put the video down there. I don't know if it does multiple. So it should be down there. So go back and watch that and you'll hear all my complaints about this perk system that they have in 7 Days to Die. Now they used to be a learn by doing, and then I think they added these, well, it was a perk system and we're going way back to Alpha 15.16. And then they added the magazines here. They always had the books. They added the magazine or crafting skill books. And it used to be you'd have to perk into something to be able to get better weapons and ammo, to be able to craft them. So if you had a handgun and you were using that, well, you increase your skill in that and you could make more better weapons and ammo and stuff. But I can't remember exactly how that was. But now it is learned by looting, and if you want to get the chances for more books, for example in Boomstick, which is what we're talking about, you have to put a point into Boomstick, then you start to get the books to craft better, or magazines to get the skill up for crafting. And one of my biggest complaints that I mentioned in the perception video is that they need to get rid of this gated crap here, the attribute for all these. They need to make this just if they're going to go with a 100% perk system, which is, I think, the worst thing they could do here. They need a skill system and a perk system, but they need to get, I'm okay with the attribute being there, strength, but just don't gate all this stuff behind this very high cost of getting into the higher levels of these things. Because now if I'm just doing a strength build, then I should be able to get into some of the general purpose perks. And for example, as far as strength goes, Motherlode and Miner 69er should not be perks under strength. They should be skills. Master Chef should be under a totally different perk system. They should have a food perk system and a skill. That way, everybody can, if they want to, do Master Chef. Pack Mule affects everybody. I understand they're thinking, oh, it's a strength thing. Well, keep it under strength, but allow players to perk into it. But make the Pack Mule a little more expensive to get into, like one perk, then maybe 1, 2, let's say 1, 2, 2, 2, 3. And then just make this one perk a piece, because if you're going for strength, then yeah, of course I want to increase all this stuff here. So I'm okay with that being there, the attribute. What I'm not okay with is that these general purpose perks that you may want to have, and they're locking it behind a huge investment. Now eventually, yeah, you get all of your, you get a bunch of levels, you do a bunch of Horde Nights, and you'll be able to perk into everything eventually. But as it stands, each one of these skills here, being strength and all this, fortitude, you're kind of locked. You have to get into other ones in order to make the character build enough to handle, anything that's thrown at you. If you're playing as a single player, this really hurts. When you're doing multiplayer, now you have to have, let's say you're playing with 3 or 4 other people. Well, now you have to have every person there in order to play the game. So you might have a food person and let's say you're running low on food. Well, let's say they can't make it for a couple play times, you know, let's say you're on a server or whatever. Well, that kind of sucks. So everybody should be able to perk into things just in case that you're missing somebody. So after playing the strength build, I did a series when, you know, this 1.0 thing came out, which it really isn't 1.0. What I find is that fortitude and strength kind of go hand in hand a little bit because you've got pain tolerance, you've got cardio. Iron Gut is helpful for all players. I'll get into this when I do them next because I'm going to do fortitude next. Healing factor I don't use, but pain tolerance is really good for all players, not just a fortitude player. So the things that I think should be pulled out of here is heavy armor. This is another thing that bothers me. Heavy armor. This just shows that they haven't thought this perk system out at all. They added all these new armor sets, and I love them. They're really fun. I enjoy it. It's tedious, but I enjoy it still because at least you have the ability to increase things with the armor sets. But the problem is that intellect requires heavy freaking armor because of the nerdy gear or nerdy armor. So, again, you're locking heavy armor under strength, but in an intellect, the intellect skill set is heavy armor as well. And then also fortitude here, you've got, I think it's, the nomad armor set. It's heavy. Well, that fits under fortitude, you know, the nomad, because it's about saving food and stuff. So, yeah. See, things aren't matching up. I'm sitting here scratching my head going, well, you got this over here and that over here, but I need it for this. So when it comes to strength, there's things that don't belong here. Now, I've always had this complaint that Miner 69 or Mother Load should be skills and not perks underneath and locked under this attribute. Now, I got another video I'm going to link up in the right corner there, and that is scrapping for profit or something. I can't remember. It'll be up there. And the alternative to perking into strength is taking salvage operation and lucky looter. And then also intelligence, you want to take better barter and daring adventurer. So when you're perking into strength, you don't have to worry about that because you can mine everything, make everything you need to make, do the minimum amount in salvage operation if you want to. Lucky looter, you know, you can put 1 point in each. Once you get your strength to a certain point, then you can start to branch out a little bit and splash points and things that really, it will give you a little bit of an edge, but it's not going to make a huge impact until you get things up to like level 3 or rank 3. But overall, strength is a really good build, standalone. You can get a lot done, and it is a pretty powerful build too. It's one of those fun builds that you can just walk into a POI, smash a wall, wake all the zombies up, say, come on here, and you just start popping their heads off. It is so much fun. So let's talk about some weapons and all that. Here we go. All this stuff. The strength build has quite a bit. So we have the crappy pipe shotgun. I hate this thing. And this is why I would... See, I'd rather skip... Well, I do skip this pipe shotgun. I'll carry it around and maybe fire off a couple of shots here and there just because I want to make sure I hate this gun. Yeah, oh yeah, I do hate it. Now, the double barrel isn't much better. It's at least you get 2 shots, yay. But the pump is where it's at. So the shotgun in this game, the shotgun, you know, weapons are kind of crap until you get to this level here. And then you've got the auto shotgun, which is so late in the game. By the time you get this thing, you're like, okay, you know, I'm pretty much done playing. So, yeah, this pipe crap is just, I wish they'd get rid of this. Just get rid of this crap and give us the double barrel right away. But, I mean, I get it. They're trying to get progression and all that. So now we have the ammo here. This is the, you know, the regular ammo. It's got an effective range of 4. Nothing really special here, but, you know, it packs a punch, especially with, you know, the pump and the auto. Now, really, the shotgun AP slug, this is where it's at. Once you get this, you want to make these in mass and then just sell this crap and get, you know, either purchase or mine up material to make the AP shotgun ammo. Now, and if you have auto shotgun turrets for your horde base, you definitely want enough, because you'll go through this like those shotgun turrets and SMG turrets will drink your ammo. So you can save it, but if you have too much, sell it. Now, the good thing about the shotgun AP slug, look at this. Target penetration and target armor reduction by -50. And you can stack that onto the penetrator perk under perception if you get to that point. Now, these here are the breaching slugs. I think this is more for PvP, but you can have a couple on you to break through doors, because you can see that it's door/wood damage 1,000. And then you've got block damage of 8. So if you want to go, break into a POI quick, here you go. Now, carrying on, you start off with the wooden club, and the game they kind of push you into the club early on, but usually what I'll do is I'll make a club, I'll use it for a little while, scrap it, and then go with the spear or something else if I don't want to go club. And then, of course, you got the 6 ranges here, so you go up to 18. Well, let's look at the 5. I'm never going to make a level 6 club. This is silly to me, but whatever. So we got 16.8 damage versus 12. So that's, that's okay. You're starting to do some damage here with a level 5 club. And you can mod these, which we'll get into in a second. Now the bat, 20. Look at this. So, well, you got, 18 to 20. So if you skip the 6 like I would, you go 16, 8 to 20, which is pretty good jump there. And then you go on up the ranks. Now, usually what I'll do, because these are craftable, but if you find it, obviously you're good to go. But I think it's wood and duct tape and things like that. I can't remember. But, once you get to the point of crafting these, I'll usually skip to like a 3. So I'll go 1. Maybe I'll go 1, 2, 3, skip the 4 and go to 5. It's really up to you. But the 3 is 24. The 5 is 27, 30. So it goes up, 3 to 4. Now, this is where it's at, the steel club. So if you go from the level 5 bat, 27.7 to 32, it's a pretty good jump there. And this is, a head smasher. All the way up to 48.8. But why stop there when you can get a sledgehammer? Look at this, 18 base damage, level 1. Now, of course, these are stamina eaters, the sledgehammers. But, oh my God, they are so much fun. And you get the AoE damage, too. You can hit more than one zombie. The sledgehammer is by far, well, as far as, being a heavy weapon under the strength build, because the knife or the machete is known to be the best. There's arguments for the stun baton, but I like the sledge for just all-out damage. It's amazing. You can ragdoll all these enemies. It's fun. So, obviously, I wouldn't make this one the level 6. So we're at 25.1 on a level 5. So you'll notice that the wood, we have a wood bat, but iron on the sledgehammer, which is kind of interesting. So a level 5 is 27.7 on the bat, and we're at 44 for this level 5 iron sledge. But when you mod these, they're even worse. They're crazy damage, So carrying on through here, we're at 44.2. And then you get into the steel, 55. Going up all the way to level 6, because this is the one you're going to make. 82.2 versus the club at 48. Now, you do have a faster swing with the steel club. So you're going to you see your attacks per minute, 52. And then over here, 34. But you're dealing a lot of damage. So they kind of balance it out with the, the swing. So let's talk about the mods now in here and the books. So we have Batter Up. Now, there's no sledgehammer books, which is kind of interesting, but it's a very powerful weapon, so I guess they decided not to do that. So we have the 10% more damage with clubs. So while you're in combat, 20% less stamina drain, which is nice because then you can run away faster. Power attacks to the legs, slow enemies. I don't aim for legs, I aim for head, so I don't really care for that one too much. Now, this is really fun. Power attacks increase the chance of knocking down enemies. That's fun, because if you have a swarm and you do a power attack, you hit one, they knock down. Bats and clubs degrade 20% slower. That's kind of a common one between all the, melee. Then you have the ragdoll, which is so much fun, too, because you can bop them and they go flying and they hit the ground. It's fun. I love just messing with zombies with that one. And then we can make the chain, was it craft a metal chain mod, increases your stock in the wheelchair business and increase your, that's hilarious. So then we got the shotgun ones here, and these are 10% more damage. Craft the special breach ammo, which I don't care about. And like I said, it's more for PvP, I think. And then you got targets within 3 meters have a high dismember chance. The dismembering doesn't seem to do much in the game. I think they need to work on that a little more, because I've had zombies with one leg and they're still walking towards me. And I'm like, hello, you're supposed to be on the ground crawling. And then we have shotgun slugs. I think this is, oh, slugs are huge bullets. Yeah, that's the slug ammo. Shotguns have 20% less degradation. Craft shotgun tube extender mod, which is this one right here. But I've always found these or bought them from traders. Targets with full health take 20% more damage. That's a really good one right there. Now, when you complete the books, the set, you get this bonus perk here. Power attacks that kill your enemies refill your stamina bar or meter. That is really good. And that, I think that's on pretty much all except the sledgehammer. And I think the sledgehammer, we'll take a look at it. It has a different perk set. And then we have Shotgun Messiah. This one is you can one-shot most wood blocks, bulk craft all shotgun ammo. And the bulk crafting is important because you save on resources. So here's Skull Crusher, and you know, it's kind of interesting. Like, I think they could fold a lot of this stuff here under strength. They could fold a lot of this into these perks here. Like I said, I think this is just a waste. It doesn't make sense to have it. But you've got the stamina increase, or less stamina on power attacks and regular attacks, find more sledge parts and loot. Here's the max one. We've got power attacks, 75% chance to knock down enemies, 50% chance to knock down nearby foes. Killing blows grant 30 stamina, find more sledge parts and loot. So the killing blows with a 30 stamina, that's all they're giving you, as opposed to refilling your bar. And that's because the sledge is so OP. Now, getting into the mods here, so we've got the barbed wire, the chain. Now, the barbed wire is bleed. The chain is 10% chance to knock down on top of what you already have. This one's pretty good. It lowers the enemy's armor rating, so when you get the tougher enemies like the bikers and all that, that's really nice. And then you've got the burning shaft. Now, the burning shaft is nice because you get damage over time, just like bleed. But keep in mind, when you install these things, they blow your sneak. So if you're trying to, sneak up on an enemy, even if you're doing a heavy armor build, you can probably get a sneak attack in on them, but this is going to give up your position. So that's why if you're doing a strength build, you're going in loud and proud, banging on walls, waking up the zombies that are sleeping, and just popping their heads off. But you do want this weighted head mod here, and it doesn't work on knives and stuff. So this one here is stun and slow chance. When you start seeing the green radiated zombies, always install this on all of your weapons, the rad remover mod. As you can see, it says here, will disable the regeneration ability of radiated zombies for 90 seconds. You need that. And then we've got the lower degradation mod, the structural brace. So that's definitely something you want to install. It saves resources, and then you don't have to repair your stuff as quickly or as often. Now, as far as the shotgun goes, this tube extender adds to the pump shotgun 3 more rounds. And then you've got the extender mod and the drum. And these you can install in the auto shotgun, not the pump. Then you've got the muzzle brake mod, which helps with recoil. But from what I found, the recoil still sucks even with this on there. But I put it on for Horde Nights just to give myself a little bit of an edge, if it does give you any at all. Now, you can install the silencer, really it should be called a suppressor, on your shotguns, which is silly to me. But, if you looked at Google suppressed shotgun, and you'll see these things are enormous, and they're very impractical. So if anybody's out there who knows a lot about guns, feel free to let me know what you think about a silenced or suppressed shotgun. If anybody is out there who knows this, because to me, it doesn't make sense. And I play Fallout 4 where they have suppressors for shotguns. I don't use them because it doesn't make sense. It's impractical. Now, some other mods here that you can install on your shotgun is the handling. This is the bipod. Then we have the trigger group full auto, which I always do. I don't do semi. Why? Just do the full. Shotgun duckbill. This one is a horizontal pattern. So you can hit more zombies, but I just leave it the way it is, I think. This one here, the sawed-off, it's the spread. I don't really understand these mods too much, so feel free to let me know what you think about the duckbill and the sawn-off. Now, retracting stock mod. This is for close quarter combat, and you can install that, but you got to remember to put it on if you're going into POIs. And this one's good for just any weapon, you know, if you want to increase hipfire accuracy, because you might be running and gunning and just like pop a couple zombs, you know. So there we go. So while we're at it, the cigar, this is a good one to use for any build. And if you're you know, obviously perking into strength, you definitely want to install this when you find it or can craft it or buy it from a trader, because then you can progress your strength build a little quicker. So that's always nice to do. Armor. Let's talk armor. So you might want to rock the biker set, because it is a melee weapon damage. So when you're doing, you know, the melee stuff with your sledge or whatever, you definitely want to have that 40%. This is only a level 4. It goes up from there. So level 1, 2, you know, craft them as you unlock. You might want to skip, you know, go level 1, skip 2, go to 3, or go 1, 2, 3, and skip 4 and go to 5, then eventually 6. Now, the full set bonus on this here, armor rating is increased. So you definitely want to rock that if you can. The nerd goggles is a heavy armor set. These are medium, like I said, the biker. And the reason I put this in here is because it is heavy, and you get a full set bonus of tools and weapons degrade slower. So it's a nice thing to have. You can rock the entire set for a Horde Night if you so desire. But if you want experience gains, go for it. And, you know, you're under the heavy armor, you know, skill tree here. So if we go into the perks here, you've got heavy armor here. So until you max that out, you can do whatever you want. So that's why I say the biker is good for a little while, for the first couple Horde Nights, because you do get that, you know, amazing percentage increase. But eventually you want to migrate to heavy armor. So that's why eventually, you know, when you start increasing that perk, you know, might want to start looking into the nerd goggles. There's also the Nomad, which is a heavy armor right here. And Nomad is food and water usage. So a level 1, obviously not as good, but when you get that level 6 to 100%, then you get carrying capacity, radiated damage, and this is a level 4, 20%, and then run speed, which is really good for a heavy armor right out of the gate. So a Nomad armor is really good for a heavy armor or a strength build. But the set that really fits into this is the Raider armor. So if you're going into a POI and you're loud, you got your shotty, you got your sledge, you don't care about being quiet, stun resist, 50% for a level 5. You know, of course, it's lower for the level 1s and stuff. Then you got this natural crit healing, 10%. Really nice to have, because you're going to be going toe-to-toe with these zombies. Melee weapon damage, there you go. So, like I said, if you find these or now, another thing, too, is the medium armors are really easier to make as opposed to the heavy armors. I think these are like leather, you know, and then these get into iron and steel and stuff when you get later on. But definitely get them Raider gloves for that weapon damage. And then you've got a safe fall distance. I think that this is kind of a misguided perk here. They should do something more based on the strength, because you're heavy. It's nice to have that safe fall distance, don't get me wrong, but I think they should have maybe picked something different. I think they're just throwing stuff in there because they don't have an idea on what to do. Full set bonus, reduce the chance of critical injuries. So yeah, the Raider armor is the way to go. All right, now, next thing here I have is a Horde base that will kind of coincide. Oh, look, I got a sledgy there. I wanted to demonstrate that. Let me go grab it. I'm going to do God mode and fly over, grab you. Okay, so on this sledgehammer, let's take a look at this one here. We'll go into our inventory and modify. So this is what I would rock, you know, once you get to a high level here. You got the weighted head, you've got the burning shaft, and you can't put the on the sledgehammer, you're limited to pretty much this. You can't put the chain mod. You can't put any of those onto your sledge. So then you got the structural brace and the rad remover. There we go. Let me cover this really quick before I get to this part here. So the mods. So I'm going to grab these 4 mods here and the bipedal because we already have these. So let's go into our sledge and modify. And you'll see that the only thing that's flashing green is this one. So you cannot place these mods onto your sledge. But these are for the club, the wooden club, and the baseball bat, because that's what we're talking about. You could put them on other things too. I don't think you can't put these on the spear because it wouldn't make sense. All right, so let's go over this really quick here. There's other blocks you can use, but this one is really crazy good. This is a fall base. You know, the zombies come up, and this thin kind of pole here, they won't collect on, in front. So it gives you an opportunity to, kind of recover stamina and stuff. Now you'll notice I have numbers here. So I have a video that I did on using POIs to your advantage or our advantage. I'll link that up in the top corner if I remember. Go watch that. I go through all the biomes and some kind of examples to using POIs to your advantage. The goal here is to be 15 meters from the ground. So we want the zombies to fall from here and then hit the ground. Now I might have you know what, now I think about it, I probably have to remove this crap here. Oh, I got a blue bag, what do you know? I don't know how that got there. I was doing some tests on this, I guess it's still there. But yeah, this might cause a problem right here because it's taken away from the height. So I might have to break those out in the future. Or push, well, let's see. Yeah, I might have to push this out a little further. We'll just go 1 block higher. I forgot about that little edge. Because what happens is the zombies will go into destroy everything mode if they drop from anything less than 15. And that's been tested by some other players. And I've put this into practice and I can confirm, yes, it does work. But I did have a zombie breaking something out when I did a test on this thing. So this is like a day 1. Day 7 to day 14 horde base. Once you start getting dogs, this won't work as easily, but you can use this POI. You can do some ladders, scaffolding. Mainly, I think there's a scaffold ladder you can use, and you can throw throwables through it. You can shoot through it. Very easy. But this one right here, if I hit tab, oh wait, let's go on this one. It's very difficult to get this here. Let me drop down a little more. There we go. So if I press and hold R, we get this radial menu up here. I can copy shape and rotation. Now I got it there. Hit tab, mouse over. This is a, we'll be using, in the beginning, you'll be using cobblestone. I just did concrete because it's easier. I didn't want the thing to fall apart on me so quick with testing. So this is a pillar 0.125 meter, side centered. So if we go into our build menu, press and hold R, go into the shape menu, these are the poles that I like to use. This one here, pole side centered. It's a little wider and easier to work with because you could see it. And then also let's do scaffold. So this scaffolding ladder right here, this one is really nice. Did I get it? Yeah. Okay. So we have to rotate it. There we go. So what you want to do is you can place these down. In fact, I think I will. Let's go ahead. And they're pretty darn good. We can cover all that. You can go on both sides with these. So you can go over here too. And what this will allow you to do is shoot and throw throwables. Whoops, I have to get rid of that one. We don't need one there. And when you get dogs, then, oops, you can shoot through those. You get the dogs down here, so you can get out and get a vantage point, because they're going to collect around there. The other thing that I want to do is spikes. Now, spikes are really easy to do. They take a lot of wood, but this is your bird defense. So maybe by day 14, you're going to get some birds. So you want to at least have these spikes. So line it all up. And another thing, too, that I want to mention here is you want to build an edge here because the zombies could pile up. All right, we got our level 6 sledge. Let's go up here. Oh, you know what? Let's go up here, actually. I'm going to drop down. Now, I got this here for the sledgy, so let me get rid of that. We'll do that, because I don't want that affecting how the zombies are going to act. We'll get rid of that, too. So this is what I call a sledge base. Now, I won't be up here, so let's call in some zombs here. I'm going to do look at you, and I'm not going to spawn 25, because that's too many. And we got a couple Arlenes there. Shoot. Come on down. There we go. So I have 3 sides of this with ladders. That gives more options for the zombies to come up, and then they won't get mad because the zombies blocking them, you know. So you want to definitely start with one side and then work your way to another if you don't have the materials. Now this is a block and it's open 3 wide, so you can do the power attacks. And then when you run out of stamina, just bop them in the head till you get your stamina back. So they will, you know, they can stand here, but eventually they might drop off because they're dumb. So we can see how she's banging on that. But then she falls. So this is kind of like a loop base, you know, and they're very effective. Oh, I missed. I timed it wrong. Stop. Oh, yeah, so there you go. When they start coming in, so that's one of the issues here. Now notice how she got on top of that one. So yeah, I forgot about this situation here. What you can do is you can put in like a piece. Whoa, she got some hops there. You can put a small piece right here and up here. It's like a pole, that pole when I was talking about. And that might prevent them from popping in. But, you know, it's just one of those things. It's going to happen. This is how the game is, you know. Oh, bye. Look, she fell right off. Okay, now she's in destroy anything mode. Okay, now she got out of it. Pop. No more head for you. Hi there. Aw. Well, sounds like that hurt. Okay. That's hilarious. Okay, so one of the modifications you can make to this sledgehammer base is what I call it. And also, it's just any melee weapon. You can use the spear and everything with this. So let's go to here. Let's go R. Copy rotation and block. Go out up 2. There we go. And then I've got my... Whoops, wrong key. I always do that. Let's go over here and tab. So we got the sledgehammer turret. Now, you can modify this. And you can put a flamer in here, you know, flaming mod, structural brace, rad remover, and weighted head. So once you get, you know, to level 4 or 5, you can start to mod this thing. So if you do find a sledgy or buy one from a trader, definitely put that in play right there. So I'll spawn in a couple Arlenes here, just 2. We'll get a little demo here. Hey girls, come on up. We need you for testing. Now, in my opinion, the sledgehammer turret is way OP. But it's fun. I like OP weapons. And you can just sit here and just chill out. So if you have an 8 zombie horde, you know, which is the normal settings, you just, you know, set them on fire and bounce them off and sit here and wait for your horde night to end. Save on ammo for those POIs, which is hilarious. Let's go out here and we can get a little better view. As you can see, yeah, these things are great. Here they come. Bye. Oops. Have a nice fall. Now, the sledgehammer turret does damage the zombies a little bit each time, and the fall damages them as well. So, you don't even need to dig anything for this. Like I said, you might, for this POI, you have to get rid of this. Because that's not 50, this is 14 then. Now, if you increase your zombie count from 8 to 10 and so on and so forth, the sledgehammer turret will kind of fart out a little bit, but this fall pattern will keep you alive. And it's so much fun. Bonk. Looks like, oh, there's, oh, she died. So we must, oh, she died. Oh, I thought she died. She's just having troubles. Get down there. There we go. I want to get rid of her. All right, let's go on back up here and we'll end this thing. So oh, ouch. The strength build, by far the best build, you know, the most fun. And, you know, oops, wrong key. Aside from, you know, having the want for other things, like you need advanced engineering, you need to put a point in here to start getting the workbench up and running. You need the workbench. No matter what you're doing, you need the workbench. So that's why the learn by looting and having to put perks into these things, it's just silly. And oh, if you want to know which perk, like for example, harvesting tools, Miner 69er will increase the book drop rate if you put a point into that. So if we go to, let's see, you want to go to advanced engineering, or wait, let's find, oh here, workstations. I have 10 for some reason. Advanced engineering and lockpicking. You want to put a point in advanced engineering. Don't bother with lockpicking. I had a comment on one of my videos. I can't remember which one it was. Lockpicking is only for the workbenches. However, advanced engineering has more books that fall under that. So always put a point in advanced engineering. Pretty much the first level or the first 4 perks you get. Yeah, I always go advanced engineering, first one, because I want to get the books for the benches, and then I go into fortitude for iron gut, and I like the spear, so I kind of perk into the spear. But for strength, because we're doing a strength video here, I would probably go into skull crusher and start rocking the sledgehammer early on, and then if you want boomstick. But eventually you want to get Master Chef to make the food cheaper. Motherload Miner 69er because you want to build up your ammo and, you know, all that. And your, you know, of course, your horde base. Pack Mule I don't worry about because you get the pocket mods now. But, you know, you can put 1 point in there to make it a little easier on you because, you know, carrying loot around, you know, you get the stamina reduction and all that. But yeah, big and fast, Skull Crusher. And then I'll do a boomstick one. You know, if you want to stick to the strength build, boomstick's not bad, but the shotgun's just too slow for me. I like fast AK-47, you know, the assault rifles and stuff. I like those. So anyway, that's all I got on the strength one. Really fun build. I really enjoy it. I think it's a great starter build for new players. So go all ham with strength and have a lot of fun with it. Go loud, go proud, and blow those heads off with that shotgun. All right, survivors, I'm out of here. Hope you enjoyed the video. Stay safe out there. Peace out.